Welcome to the StopListing Seller Spotlight podcast. I'm Isaiah Newker, and I'm interviewing Richard Lopez of Richard's Buy It Now. So, Richard, how did you get started on your selling journey?
I started about, think about 1991, 92. Back then we were doing, Yahoo auctions. Yahoo had an auction site, and that was, almost 20-something years ago, I think.
Yeah,
But anyway, we're doing, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yahoo GeoCities?
Pardon me?
Yahoo GeoCities?
No, this was Yahoo auctions.
I see.
Yahoo search engine used to have auctions back in the day.
Before eBay came along?
Yeah, before any of this stuff came up, and we started selling there. We were doing really great, but then they closed it down. So then I jumped over to eBay, and I've been with eBay probably, I figured maybe 8 years or so. I don't know. It's been a while.
So,
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. So how's selling been on eBay for you?
It was pretty good till they started changing things around. They started adding different. I liked it back in the old day better. It was a lot. I don't know. It was more lucrative. We used to have more business, but now you just gotta, learn how to play the game to stay with them. To keep up with everything. Everything's changing.
Yeah.
It's just that every couple months something else is added, or they take something out, or But it's all right. I mean, it's times change, and you got to change with them.
Right. Changing with the times, as the times change you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's they were adding different stuff, and I don't know. It was getting really complicated there for a while and frustrating. One time I had up to about 5,000 items. And because of the pictures of the books and all that stuff, I had to remove all that to redo them, to take pictures, and so now I just stay like about a 2,000 item minimum. I don't really do too much on the eBay. I mean, I do, but it's
Compared to what you used to do.
I just keep it at about 2,000 items now.
I understand. So, talking about the recent changes on eBay, recently they announced something new for next year where seller returns would be easier. So it would be more like Amazon FBA, where returns are a lot easier for them to do and without less reason. So what do you think about that?
I don't know. I kind of just do I just try to keep stock up, and it sells. They say the more you put, the more you sell, and it's
Right.
true.
It is true.
But I just, I don't know, for eBay, because I have so many other things going besides eBay. I'm really not just into that one thing there, because it's if you just try to do one thing, you're stuck there a little bit. But like I said, eBay will keep on changing items, as well as Amazon. They'll, eventually things are going to start changing there too, in which they are already.
It's true.
But I don't know. I just try to keep up with whatever demands they want, keep on pumping my stuff out there, and just keep it going.
Sounds good. And so on your YouTube channel, Richard Lopez, you have the words All American Hustler on there. Could you tell us what you define hustle as and how you apply it to your business?
A while back, this is about 7-8 years ago, I lost my right eye to diabetes and stuff. And,
Sorry about that.
I was pretty out of it for, I'd say, about 2 years. I was just bummed out. I didn't know what to do. And some guy just brought me some books over, and he goes, well, read some books. I go, shit, I can't even read the lettering. So he started laughing. So about the following week, he brought me some books with big letters. I go, wow. So I'm going to put this on eBay and see if they start selling. Well, I was blown away. They just started selling like crazy. So I just got pumped up again. I said, wow, because I used to do concrete, decks, gazebos, spas, sod, sprinklers. That's the kind of work I used to do back in the day. And I couldn't do that no more because of my eyesight.
I see.
So when I started with the books, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool, man. So I kept on going, and it just started getting better and better. And shit, now I'm doing books. We do Levi's, shirts, blouses, women's pants, and a little variety of everything. But yeah, it's crazy, man. You just got to keep on hustling. You got to keep on moving.
Hmm. Well, we on your YouTube channel, you seem to be a well-rounded individual. A man of many talents, a jack of all trades. How do you approach learning new things for mastery?
How do I what?
How do you approach learning new things?
Oh, I'm real. I Google a lot of stuff. I mean, Google's a great search engine. It teaches you so much. I mean, it's like a world encyclopedia, man. There's got so much information out there. It's crazy, you know. It's like reading full time almost. I love it. I mean, you learn. The more you learn, the better off you are. It's crazy.
Right, and on the subject of learning, you talked about two books recently, which is The Power of the Subconscious Mind and The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. What has those books done for you in regards to your perspective on life and reselling?
Oh man, it's just like I said. The more you read, the better off you're gonna be. I mean, there's so many guys out there just wasting their time. I don't know. To me, I don't watch TV no more. I used to be a couch potato and just sit back and watch TV and all that crap, and it's a waste of time.
Yeah, it truly is.
Time. The more you learn, I gotta drill that into people's minds. That the more you learn, the more you read, the better off you're gonna be on the long run. It makes you so much more aware of your surroundings, people. You gotta, for one, to be in the sales market, you gotta be a people person.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to talk with people, communicate with them, and more than anything, stay positive. There's a guy by the name of Les Brown, and man, that guy he just makes my world. That guy is straight. He's just positive, man. That's if you're gonna listen to something positive, Les Brown's a guy to listen to. He's been around for a long time. He's an OG. I mean, that guy, he knows his stuff, man. I mean, he's been there. He's been around the world, talked to thousands of people, and he's got a terrific laugh also. And I mean, there's so many people out there on Facebook. I could go on and on. It's just crazy, man. I love it. I mean, every morning, I mean, there's something else out there. It's crazy, I do spend a lot of time on the PC, more than I should, but also when it comes down to moving my trailers, loading up storage units and all that, I mean, I'm on it. I kick butt. I get it done right away because I don't want to miss something that, I don't want to miss a customer online or my the eBay products that people buy from me. I make sure they're packed really nice. I ship them most times within an hour, believe it or not.
Wow.
I'm on top of that, especially on my website. If somebody buys something for me, I make them a deal, and I make sure they get their products and make sure that they're happy. And if not, I take the money, return it, and I'll give you your money back, no problem at all. And I think that's the way you should do it. I mean, just hustle, and be honest with people, and take good pictures too. You got to take good pictures of your items, of what you got. If it's got defects, show it. You want to make your customers aware of what you're selling and stuff.
Honesty is the key. I agree. So, in your YouTube videos, you also chronicle the development of your website, as you just said. Could you discuss Richards Buy It Now for the benefit of our viewers?
Well, I did Richards Buy It Now just because of, eventually, I'll probably keep on doing eBay and Amazon. But, lots of people I've seen that they were kicking off. They were getting rid of a lot of the little guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing or whatever. That's their business because it's their website.
True.
So I made a richardsbuyitnow.com because I want to keep going. I mean, I'll have my own website, so I don't have to worry about all this other stuff, And, true, most of the stuff that I put on there, they're just jeans and blouses and stuff like that. But the time for me is I run everything. I do mostly everything. I had a partner that was helping me, but he comes and he goes and like that. And
I
I need to be
understand.
more how do you say more consistent. I got to be on top of everything. So I more or less run everything by myself. That's why it's not loaded with about 2,000-3,000 items yet.
I
But
see.
it gets tired being on the PC too all day long. But
It's true.
little by little, I add stuff on there.
So also on your YouTube channel, you have over 80 videos where you bring your positivity to the community. How did you get so comfortable with sharing your selling stories?
I don't know. I just kind of like the idea that people all over the world. I mean, I've got friends in Africa, God, all over Europe, South America, Alaska, Canada. I just find that really interesting that people could see you, and when you join my YouTube channel, I follow you back because I like to see what you're about, what you're doing, how you do it. I like to learn. I mean, I think that's what we're all here for, is to learn and to sell.
Right, there are many sellers who are interested putting themselves on YouTube, also sharing with the community, but sometimes one of the barriers for them is not being used to the camera or broadcasting live on air. What kind of advice do you give to them?
Uh, I don't know. I think what you're doing here I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I'm thinking eventually I'm going to end up doing one of these too. I like this. This is
Sounds good.
nice.
Okay, so you talked about Amazon FBA for a little while. So how was your foray in the FBA?
To be honest with you, I started Amazon. I sent out God, I don't remember how many cases it was, or boxes. We sent, I'm going to guess about 18 boxes, and that was a while back. And then I sent like 5, and then another 5, and I haven't really even been looking at my ratings, to be honest with you. I got so much going on. It's, every time we get a storage unit, I got to deal with the furniture, selling it. I post the bigger stuff on Craigslist. I do a lot of it on Facebook. I have my own group on Facebook,
Hmm.
Richard's Buy It Now, and it gets overwhelming. I got a lot on my plate right now. It's man. I never really looked at the ratings, to be honest with you.
I understand.
As long as they're selling, I'm happy. I haven't really. God, I'm gonna have to do that. I never really even thought about that.
Okay, so how do you manage selling your furniture and items like that, bulkier items that you get from storage auctions?
Well, what I do is I unload the furniture and clean it up. Make sure everything's there. It's good. It's in good shape and stuff. And if it's got defects, like I said, I take good close-up pictures of it. And like I said, the heavy stuff I'll put on Craigslist. And most of my furniture, like dressers, beds, God, lamps. I mean, you get so much stuff. It's crazy. Furniture-wise, chairs, recliners. I'll put those on my Richards by Now group. I only got like 200 members, but most of the time I put it on there and it's gone. I mean, I put them where people could afford them. I try not, I just want my furniture to move,
Right.
because what moves for me better is my Levi's. I mean, I sell a ton of Levi's. That's the better. I don't know. That's people that seem to like those 501s, and the Levi's is
Classics.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love it. I mean, but like I said, the furniture. Yeah, I take pictures of it, and sometimes when it's slow, I'd like to get the old furniture and just like restain it or clean it up really nice. And people do love that antique furniture, man.
Right. So in the storage auction business, you probably come across a lot of different items and interesting finds. What's the oddest or most memorable find for you?
Oh, God, that's a good question. I found one time. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We bought this unit in Monterey, California, and I saw these leather boots in there, and I go, "Wow, this lady had a lot of boots." So I told the guys, "Let's load up this trailer." We loaded it up, brought it home, and I started going through the boxes, taking my time. I got really turned on when I saw those boots. I go, wow, these boots are nice. I mean, they were up to like 3 feet high, 4 feet high.
Mm.
And I started thinking, I go, either this lady was a model or she was a hooker. And we ended up calling it the hooker unit because, man, we found some expensive clothing in there. I could not believe it. She wore, I mean, there was costumes in there that would just blow your mind. There was a nurse. There was a, oh, God. It was crazy. I don't know. It was nuts. There was some expensive coats. I guess what she would do was take the John's ties,
Right.
and man, some of them ties were like $85, $100, $45, $50 ties. I think she used to collect them or something.
Mm.
And we ran, God, there must have been about 1,000 ties, 800 ties or something like that in there, and all quality ties. And I started listing those for a while, but that got tiring. And then a friend of mine, I got her started on eBay 3 years ago. And she goes, hey, could you sell me some of those boots so I could resell them? And I said, you know what? Here, there was too many pairs. I could take these, list those, and I was blown away. She sold every single one of them pairs of boots.
Amazing.
And she was on cloud nine. She goes, do you have any more? I go, no, that's it. But she, man, yeah, that lady had some expensive clothing in there.
I see.
Top of the line. I couldn't believe it. That hooker was making some money somehow.
I see. So with the
crazy.
So with the magnitude of items that you've been getting from sourcing consistently, what would you say has been the best way to manage these items?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay, sorry. With the magnitude of items that you've been getting from from sourcing consistently, what would you say has been the best management system for your items?
Oh, management as far as getting them or processing them to sell?
Processing them to sell and storage.
Well, what I do is like all the Levi's, well, all the clothing really. I make sure it's all washed. You got to make sure that I do anyway. A lot of people don't do this, but I've seen shirts and jeans and stuff online, and they're all wrinkled and ugly looking. And I wash them, and I make sure that I personally iron them a lot. A lot of the jeans and stuff, and shirts, I iron them myself, and I make sure that they're looking good before I even list them on. And a lot of people say, well, that's a lot of work. I go, yeah, it's a lot of work, but would you rather buy something all stinky and wrinkly, or would you rather buy something washed and looking good? I mean,
Right.
That's the difference. I mean, sure, they're going to sell for the same price, but I think people prefer to have them nice and clean and, looking better than just hanging them up and take a picture and, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of clothes out there online that are just, how in the heck do these guys expect to sell this? It's crazy.
So you talk a lot about working alone when, loading items from storage units or from other sales. What's been the most, challenging types of items to transport when you are with your auction wins and with your garage sale finds?
One time I bought I didn't buy it. A guy that I was at auction, and this guy, I don't know what he was thinking. There was a unit with what do you call that, clay pottery and all that stuff like that.
Terracotta?
And that guy, he says, man, all I wanted was the heater or cooker, whatever that thing is, to for the clay and all that. And he looked around. He goes, does anybody want this stuff? And kind of everybody walked away, and I stayed there looking. I go, that's all concrete stuff, clay or whatever, pottery stuff. They were molds, is what they were, molds. And I told him, I go, how much time do I got to get rid of it? He goes, I don't know. I got to ask the lady. So he asked the lady. He goes, 24 hours. I said, you know what? It's free. I'll take it. She goes, all right, thanks, man. And, he even gave me $25 or something like that. Cool.
Yeah.
So I went home, got my trailer, because it was only a couple blocks from my house here. So I went back, picked up the trailer. And I ain't lying, I did work my ass off. I mean, it was hot, too, because over here in the Central Valley, it gets hot over here. And I loaded it up pretty much, but, man, I really lucked out, because in the back of that, all those clay pots and stuff, it was buried back there. Well, there was two of them. There was two more cookers, and those cookers sold for like $800 a piece. So I made like $1,600 plus the molds. So, I mean, it was a lot of work. I put the molds in the backyard, and I sold a few of them. And then finally, I got to the point where I had to get rid of them. It was just taking up too much space. So I put for free on Craigslist, and some guy from up in Oregon, he wanted them. I told him, well, you got to come and get them if you want them. And he goes, how much? I go, well, I mean, if you want to give me a donation, that's fine, but they're free. So they came, they looked at them, and I think his sister lived in Fresno or somewhere like that. And she came and looked at them, and she wanted them. So she loaded up her Jeep or whatever, and then 2 days later, the guy shows up with the trailer, the truck, a U-Haul truck, threw them all in there, loaded them up. He gave me $50. So all the way around I made probably about $2,000 on that one. That was for free because the guy didn't want to move the work. I mean, he thought he just wanted the cooker and he was gone. I mean, that was it basically. But he should have looked in back of the storage. I mean, go way back because I found two more back there, and they were in better shape than the one he took. So it was a trip. So that was for free. That was really neat.
It's a good deal. So there's a lot of people online who are selling, but they're sort of wary of selling person to person offline on sites like Craigslist. You actively sell on Craigslist, so my question to you is, what advice do you have for those people who are trying to source and sell on Craigslist and offline, but are scared or they're not knowledgeable about it?
Always, especially if you're a woman, make sure you do it in a public place. I mean, let's say you're selling like something small, a typewriter or a sewing machine, or make sure there's always people around, because there is a lot of freaks out there, man. I ain't lying. I've heard so many stories. It's scary, Yeah. And if you bring them to your house, make sure there's people there with you, because, like I say, there's a lot of weird people out there, man. This world is getting really dangerous, man. And I read stuff here all the time where they even do home invasions and stuff. So you got to be really careful when you're doing stuff on Craigslist. Always make sure there's people around you or have people with you, and just be aware of the surroundings, and try not to leave your purse or stuff like that in the open, or where somebody could grab something, because it's bad. It's really crazy, man. It's sad, but that's the truth. There, you got to be careful.
That's some solid advice. So, considering the daily hustle and bustle of this business, how has sleep and time management been an issue for you, if it has?
Oh man, well, for me, it's almost like 7 days a week. If I get, I love doing this. I mean, this is my life. This is all I do, really. Lots of times I've got to go outside. Like this morning, I'll go. It's cool. So the little dog, I got a little dog. I call her Precious. I saved her from being taken to the pound. And
that's amazing.
I don't know. She ended up being a good friend with me. So I take her outside and play with her for about an hour in the morning, and then I'll get a few hours into work. And then in the afternoon, it gets so freaking hot out here. You just gotta try to stay cool. And then towards the evening, I'll go back at it again. And I don't know. For me, it's like 24/7, And I'm getting to the point. I think I was supposed to go pick up a load today, but I'm just gonna wait till Monday, because I want to make sure that storage. I got a container over in San Juan Bautista, right, and it's filled up every week. So I want to make sure it's full before I go spend $80 in gas to go pick up another load. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
I want to pick up a full load. So.
Right. So, how has picking in general and reselling changed your perspective on life in any particular way?
Like I said, it's kind of man. You just got to keep moving. It's sometimes I like going to the yard sales and stuff, and I like to meet people. And some of the stories you hear, like, oh, we're moving out of here, and I got to get rid of this and that. And, lots of these guys, they spend tons of money going to yard sales, paying for the stuff. And I'm going to share a little something with you guys on Sunday. Sundays are really good for, man, you get so much free stuff. It's, it might not be the best, but hey, it's free, I follow Craigslist. Let's say like the weekend today, people start selling stuff Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays. But if you look at the free section on Craigslist on a Sunday afternoon, you'll start seeing what area that you like. Just look up that area on Craigslist, and you'll be surprised how much free stuff people give away. I mean, boxes of clothing. I mean, I got a 14-foot trailer. One of them's a 14-foot, the other one's a 16-foot. And I filled up both of them just going to these estate sales, yard sales. People they don't want to even load the stuff up. Just, take it. We just want it gone. Hey, throw it in the trailer. And I'll take a couple days out of the week, and I'll go sort through it. And what I don't use, I'll donate to a church, or I'll donate to somebody that'll take it.
Yeah.
Like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army or something like that. Donate it what you're not going to use to them, and you'll be surprised how much stuff you could get free out there. I mean, people just they get lazy, and
Yeah.
when they get lazy, that's when you move in and take all that stuff that they don't want, because it's free and it's still good and it's sellable.
That's true. So you frequent yard sales, garage sales, storage auctions. How do you schedule what sales to visit? How do you prioritize that?
Well, like I said, on eBay, I make sure there's like 2,000 items, always, all the time. And Amazon FBA, I'll do that whenever I get an overload of books, because I save the books on the side.
Right.
And the furniture, like right now, I got a couch and a garden window, and I've had those for almost 2 weeks. So if I don't sell them this week, I'm just going to donate them. I got to make room, and I'm trying to clear out the garage also, because I had so much jackets and I had so much clothing that I just gave it away. It's just too much. And like I said, my partner buys like 15 units, 10 to 15 units every week or every 2 weeks. And what he doesn't sell in his store, I go pick it up, and we just keep on, just keep on turning it, man, and keep on going. I mean, and it's for me, it's constant because I'm working by myself. So, he's got like about 8-9 employees over there. So he's doing pretty good. And I'm not doing bad either, but like I said, it's a lot of work, and you just take it a day at a time and try to stay positive, and that's how I roll. I mean, it's just day to day, man. You just got to keep on going.
Yeah, I understand. So on that note of going solo and, sort of being alone in the selling journey, you talk about picking yourself up after failures and continuing to keep trying. Has there ever been a time where you wanted to give up, but success was right around the corner?
Oh yeah, believe me, there's been times. There's times when I get so beat up and tired. I mean, I'd like to have a big warehouse and have maybe like 20 employees. I mean, that would be cooking for me, But
Yeah.
no, there's, you're only one person. You could only do so much. And by the faith of God, I just do what I can, and keep on doing. I help who I can. And you just got to, and when you get depressed and bummed out, I just turn on YouTube and I go look for motivation, man. There's just type in the word motivation, even Google it. And man, you find positive thinking people that just, you just watch their videos or you just listen to their podcasts. Excuse me. There's just so much out there that keeps you, And I hear some stories sometimes too. People, that they're depressed, they're bummed out, and this and that. Yeah, but you know what? There's another side to it, man. And I'm thankful every day that I get up, and I'm blessed, every day to have something to do. And I don't know. You got to give a lot of thanks, for your blessings, man.
I agree. Count your blessings.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's number one before anything else. You know, you gotta be thankful for everything.
Okay, so there's a lot of sellers online who they're on eBay, they're on Amazon, but they don't have their own website. And you being a person who started their own website for their business, do you have any tips or advice for them to get started with their own?
Yeah, be patient. I mean, my website's been for like a year. This is my second year, and
Mm,
at first, the first year I didn't really sell nothing. You know, a couple of hats and stuff like that. And even to this day, it's not as uh, how would I say, as busy as I'd like it to be. You know, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to learn every. I mean, there's so much that God, you got to advertise on Craigslist, Pinterest, uh, Facebook, Twitter.
yeah,
I mean, there's so many ways to getting traffic to your website. You know, you got to stay on top of all of that, man. I mean, you know, I'm not always selling. Lots of times I'm doing research on how to get the word out about my website, you know, and what I do there. As a matter of fact, my Facebook business page, I got to make a video for that, and I've been procrastinating on that, but I got to get that done and show people how I iron, how I wash the clothes, you know, that I put on there. I like doing the clothes because I get abundance of Levi's. I get tons of Levi's sometimes, and that's, you know, that's not making me a ton of money, but it's keeping me going and it's keeping me busy, and you know, I'm happy with that. You know.
right. And so here's another question I have for you. After buying and handling so many items, has it changed your perspective on owning things?
On owning things,
Yes.
like what?
Like, for instance, a lot of people, they work hard and strive for having a set of items that they want. But in the reselling game, a lot of people, including myself, um, once you have so many items that you've acquired, you have about, you said 2,000 to 3,000 items up there in the eBay store. After owning so many items, has it changed your perspective on what it means to own something and the value that comes from that?
Oh yeah, to me it's a blessing, man. A lot of people tell me, goes, "Wow, how did you get all that?" And I'm just blessed that way. I don't know how or why. Uh, I mean, people bring me stuff. I guess they see that I'm always moving, and I'm always trying to stay positive. But then too, there's times when I get grumpy when people get in my way, and instead of helping, they're just irritating the daylights out of me. I
Yeah.
get in my bad mood, and I don't like to be like that. I like to be happy and stuff. But I thrive to keep on moving forward, to stay positive. But there's people. I don't know. I learned one thing, that if you hang around negative people, it's gonna bring you down.
True.
Yeah, you stay with positive people, and they're gonna help you. It's gonna be more positive. So all the people that I used to hang around with were negative, so I did away with those people. I don't, I don't have time for them no more, because you know what? They're just gonna drag you down, man.
Right.
And lots of times that's why I think I'm by myself, because they always something negative instead of doing something positive.
I
And
understand.
I hate. I don't know. I just don't like the negativity. It just irritates me. I mean, even I got family that just some of them are just negative, and I can't be around them, or even I just stay away from it.
Yeah, some people you have
Sorry,
to. Some people you
that's
have
the
to
way
just.
it is.
Yeah, you just gotta love them from afar.
Yeah, I mean, I got. I don't know. I just can't. I can't deal with negativity. I got to stay away from it.
I understand. So, let's wrap up here. What would you say someone starting out today with reselling needs to be successful?
Oh, man, things are changing so much. Just read. Do a lot of reading, man, because God, I wish there was more than 24 hours in a day, because once I start reading, I can't get off the book. I got to stay
Mm,
reading, but I know I got things to do, so I have to cut it short. But like everything else, learn as much as you can. Watch videos. Google your research. I mean, you just got to research whatever. sometimes you put items on eBay. Make sure you do your research before you start listing it, because lots of times you'll sell something really expensive, and man, you'll feel so bad after. So do your research before you list anything.
It's true. It's happened to me before.
And if you
burns.
I don't know, if I could help anybody, shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever, or Twitter or whatever, or even on my website. And if I could help you, I'll be more than happy to help any of you out there.
And for the sake of those who are listening, the website is richardsbuyitnow.com.
Yes, that's my website. Yeah.
Okay, so Richard, what are your future plans for Amazon, eBay, and your store?
I'll just keep on going like I'm going on with them, and I use those platforms. But more and more, I know I got to start doing more work on my website, and I got a little special, where I do specials and special of the day and stuff like that. And like yesterday, I was doing I got about 800 VHS movies, so I threw a couple of those on the website. And today, I got to finish listing the VHSs and learn the seasons, man. Also, because like in the winter season, people don't have cable. They want to watch movies, so they'll go online and buy some VHS movies or DVDs or whatever, and they'll buy them, just to watch them. So, it's a gamble, but you got to throw them out there, because they buy them. Well, that's the sale,
It's true.
A sale makes me happy.
It makes me happy as well. So, if there was one final thing you could say to resellers that are listening, what would it be?
Resellers, just stay positive, learn as much as you can, and don't get lazy. And the more you list, the more chances you got of making sales. And always be honest with your customers, for sure.
That's great advice. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Richard. Thank you for your time today, sir.
No problem, Isaiah. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is a great podcast. I loved it, man. And you're giving me ideas. So this is cool.
Thanks.
All right, guys. God bless. Thank you all.
God bless. So this has been a Stop Listing Seller Spotlight podcast with Richard Lopez. If you would like to see Richard Lopez and other sellers on the podcast, please visit stoplisting.com/podcast. Thank you.